Hello crafty friends, this is the Paper Chef here. Welcome to part 3 of my Rainbow of Happiness workshop series. In this tutorial you're going to learn how to create these cute little boxes which will hold nail files. In the description of this video at the bottom I have a place where you can get very affordable colorful nail files. So you can go ahead and use that affiliate link if you wish. Okay, otherwise I like to get them at different little craft stores. That's a piece of fuzz on my camera. And I'm trying to get it off of my... Anyway, sorry. I get them at Big Lots and craft stores and beauty stores and all kinds of places. It's just so fun. And what you're going to learn is just how to make a box in general. So whether you make a box for this or you hold something else, it's up to you. Some of the techniques you're going to learn are some die cutting techniques, stamping. So we're even going to cut some little clouds out of cotton instead of out of regular paper. So hey, say hello as you come in. And thinking, I just want to show you, just to make a little room on my table, I think I want to show you this. And just kind of explain something for a moment because you might not be aware that you can't even get these dies right now. And I contemplated, I said, do I keep going on with this series? And of course I do, because you know what, my crafty friends, most of you that purchased the kit from me, and there is a kit that goes along with this workshop series, many of you already have this bundle. But I just wanted to kind of let you know that the dies aren't available right now and what it says in my inventory status report. All right, so when I do a workshop series, I like to delve. This is probably my fourth one. I think my fourth workshop series. These are like long form content, meaning you get 6, 7, 8, 9 videos on the same topic, so you can really learn how to make a lot of projects with the same bundle. And up until now, as I've taught these bundles, you've always been able to get the bundle all the way through to the end of my workshop. This one, however, these metal dies that we'll be using, Rainbow of Happiness, the dies are not available right now. They're called Brilliant Rainbow dies. You can, however, get the stamp set. And if you purchase a starter kit, you get 2 free stamp sets as part of your starter kit. Or you can just purchase the stamp set alone, which is really fun. And I'm going to show you an alternate to using this little die for our box, to make the little curve in this. I'll show you other dies you could use for that. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that it says February 28th on the inventory status report. That's when it's going to be available. And then shout out to my next series, which it'll be starting next month. It's going to be on the Abstract Beauty Suite. We're going to be using all of the products from the Abstract Beauty collection. If you want to start planning for that, I'm going to be including things in your kit. This is going to be a very cool product-based class where you get lots of things in your kit. But you have to order the kits ahead of time, and I'll put that in my newsletter. But I'm not going to be able to get you the dies and stamp set. You have to purchase the dies and stamp set on your own because of the time it took me before to get that kind of stuff out to you, and you need that to get started in your, in next month's workshop series. And that workshop series is going to go on for 2 months, not 1 month. The reason this one's going on, it started last month and it's going on only in this month, February, is because this paper that I'm using is free paper that you can get during our Sale-A-Bration special. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's do a little bit of die cutting. Okay, let's do a little bit of die cutting, then I'll do the scoring. Now we're going to do some die cutting. We're going to put, this is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It looks like this, right? I've opened it up already. It stores like this, right? And I opened up the platform already. So what I'm going to do is put this base plate number 1 down. Then I'm going to put this thin die adapter. It's called plate number 2. So when you use metal dies, you need plate number 2. I'm going to put one of the plate number 3s down. We'll put the other plate number 3 in a minute. We're going to take a piece of this paper, okay? And it's in your kit, but you can also get it from our catalog, and it is called, it's so cool. I love this. It comes in 2 12 by 12 sheets in a packet. It's called Mother of Pearl paper. I can't wait to use this on our new waves that are coming out. It's like it has a plastic covering and it doesn't peel off like other types of our specialty papers. This is just really thick mother of pearl paper. So I thought it would make a nice wrap. So we're going to put this on the edge, right, of the die. So like right on the edge of the die. This is just a little piece. Just cut a little piece of it. You can only put 6 inches into this machine, at a time. 6 inches across. Get a little piece of, I'm just going to use a little piece of washi tape or use painter's tape or something just to hold it still so it doesn't, so it gets on the edge there. Okay, and this is what we call a border die, but we're using it to make this little fancy wrap for our little box. And of course, since I mentioned the dies aren't available, but many of you already have them, then you can use a ribbon instead, or we can do a little belly band. I'll show you that. So anyway, now you need a plate number 3. When you're die cutting, you need that on top. So the plate number 3 is going to be your sandwich, the rest of your sandwich. Okay, so that's that. Now, I'm going to take that out and show you this really cool die. Then we will have our belly band. But I just really wanted to start there because this is just fantastic paper. Mother of pearl specialty paper. So now we have this little piece we need. Get rid of all these. I mean, you could save these and build yourself little tiny rainbows. But these pieces are just too small for me to deal with. But if you need little happy faces, a lot of little happy faces. Look at these little things that you can turn into happy faces. And wiggle eyes, and you can just do make all kinds of happy face emojis and stuff. But they're easy to cut. Now, I'm thinking this would make it, you can color this and make this a nice little wave scene for a nautical scene. Use it with that little sailboat punch we have or whatnot. All right, we're going to get back to do some die cutting later. We're going to do the little part of the box that has this little curve on it. In just a minute, we're going to die cut that part. We're also going to be die cutting the clouds. So we'll get back to that. I just like to, at the beginning of my video, because it takes a few minutes for you guys to come on, I was thinking of starting with the most important thing, but then I said, let me just wait a minute, because some of my crafty friends have been saying it's taking a while to get notified of my videos. You have to click the little bell to be notified. And that's how you're notified that my videos are going live. And if you're in my VIP group, you're one of my customers, okay, you get notified. I do post it in my VIP group that I'm going live. All right, so what we're doing now is we're going to cut a little piece of paper we need to make the nail file box. If you're in my ScanNCut courses, you're taking my courses, then you already know how to make this box with your ScanNCut. I'm using the same exact measurements I taught you in the Canvas Workspace, Boxes and Envelopes course, I believe it was in. And in that course, I taught you how to make this box using the artboard. So I am now doing this manually, the same process I taught you how to do with your machines, just in case you did take that course. Now what we're going to do, and I'll write this down on the mat later, is we're going to go out to 3. We're going to leave this paper. Actually, I should say that sometimes I make longer boxes. Sometimes I go 6.5. This is pretty long. But what I'm saying is sometimes I go 6.5 up. But the problem is this paper, this free paper that you can get during Sale-A-Bration, it's called Rainbow of Happiness. I'm sorry, no, it's called Sunshine and Rainbows. This paper is only 6 inches long. So I should say this box is not going to be as tall as normal. But it is going to be as wide as it normally would be. So we're going to go out to 3.5. Okay, we're going to go out to 3.5. And I'm going to go ahead and let me use my sharper blade. 3.5 and cut that. And again, it's 6 inches because all the paper is 6 inches. I'm just going to do a couple more because I'd like you to see how cute these look in different patterns. And because I need a lot of these. And because I have a lot of these things to put inside them. And we're going to do one with this pattern. So I like the pattern not to go this way because you can't see it as much. And it's more colorful when you put the pattern horizontally like that. So 3.5. All right, so we have all that. And that is the only cutting you're going to need to do unless you want to make a belly band. So if you don't want to use this cute little belly band, or you don't have the dies to make it, then you're going to take a 1/2 inch of any paper, right? Because this is about a 1/2 inch, and you can or cardstock, and you can make your own little belly band to go around your box with designer series paper or whatever. We're using that to stamp on. All right, now we're going to do our scoring, and you could score with your paper trimmer, but I like to score with what's called the Simply Scored. Now this has to be 1 inch wide, our box, right? So we're going to start out by scoring a 1 inch, right? We're going to score it 1 inch. And then it needs to be 1/4 inch high on the sides. So we're going to go 1 1/4. I'm going to do this a few times. You're going to get to see this. Good. Yvonne's saying she's already made these, so she already knows how to make these. So, hey, get your scoreboard out and make some more yourself. After 1 1/4, I'm going to go to 2 1/4 because we need to have the box 1 inch wide. And then after 2 1/4, I'm going 2.5. You can't really see it. I know you can't see it because I can see what you can see through the camera. But when I put this up to the light and I start folding, then you're going to probably be able to see it a lot better. Here we go. There, I think you can see it at this angle a lot better. So that's what your score lines look like. 1, 1 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 1/2. Okay. And you're going to then burnish your edges. And we're going to do this a few times so you really get this concept down. But don't, keep it flat. Don't do any gluing yet because we need to do some die cutting. Okay. So that's what your little, that's pretty much the essence of your little box. All right? But we can make it a lot cuter. So let's keep going. We have 1, 1 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 1/2. Okay? And there are the score lines. 1, 1 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 1/2. You do this while you're watching TV and stuff. You get a lot more done that way. Just do all your scoring, do all your gluing. I'm going to give you tips and tricks for assembling, decorating, stamping, embellishing, all kinds of stuff. And stick around to the end of this video because I'll show you what else we've made in this series. These are really, really fun. I give them out as gifts, but I give them out in care packages and things. But these make a super fun craft fair item, a super fun Easter basket item, and what else we can do with them? Stocking stuffers. Okay, stocking stuffers is what I always make these in stocking stuffers. I get snowflake nail files, which are really fun. All right, that's all the scoring we're gonna do. Put this over there. We'll do a little bit of cutting. So now we're gonna get back to this part now. I said don't glue them yet. We're gonna open them back up. So let's get our machine back over here. And we're going to put this down like this. And we're going to, get your little washi tape again because you need to take your little die out of your, it's part of your Brilliant Rainbows dies, right? It's this little die that I had out here for the tutorial. Let's look because I'm a very messy crafter. I had a paper pumpkin play date at my house and we made some paper pumpkin kits. So that's why I have this tablecloth on there to protect my table. Here we go. We need this die here. Open this back up. So what we want, and it just looks cuter, I think. I mean, I'm going to do it on the inside like that. It looks a little cuter if you have this little curve at the top of your box. So I'm just going into like the second little, I'm just going to kind of make sure it's centered. I'm kind of going like that. Okay? I'm just getting like the second little rainbow line. I'm getting it centered in there, and I'm just going to make the little curve. Now, you could do a couple of these at once, right? We can cut through a couple pieces of paper at once. The reason I'm doing it on the inside is because if the washi tape rips my paper a little, it really doesn't matter, right? Because it's the inside of my box, not the outside of my box. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the top of the sandwich down there. And I'll give, like I said, I'm going to give you an idea of what to do when you don't have that same die. I'm just going to go through a little bit like that. Now, the reason I'm just kind of teaching you box making techniques in general, right? That's what I do in my channel. I don't, you don't have to make this exact box, but you're learning a technique. What I've taught you is what's called a notch. You just made a notch in your box. You might say, why is that even necessary? Okay, but don't be Miss Negative Nanny by asking questions like that. Poor Nanny, if they have someone has that name, right? It's a technique, okay? So it might not be super necessary here, but can you imagine opening some boxes where you put your thumb up in the side of the box and you try to get the box open, and if there's no place for your thumb, it's very hard to get the box open. So it's a technique for making notches, is what I'm trying to teach you right now. And the notches are cuter than not having a notch. Okay, I think. See, it looks cuter. And then someone can say, how did they do that? Right? It just looks cuter. But it's also a good place to put like a thumb hole. All right, so let's make that third notch. Now, I was thinking, okay, my crafty friends might not have this set of dies, and they can't get them right now because they're on back order, these Brilliant Rainbows dies. So I thought, self, what else could we use, right? What else could we use? I haven't tried this yet, but this was just in my head. We're going to try to see if we can use this little envelope, right? Which is part of if a lot of you might have this because we just done a lot of tutorials on this and a lot of you said you had this. It's part of this whole suite here called the Sweet Talk Suite. And these dies are called, I already forgot the name of them here. It's Sweethearts dies. And there's this little cute tiny envelope. Okay, so I thought, well, let's try to make a notch with the little envelope. So let's do that with our third box. Okay, little notch. We're going to put this right like that. Put that down there. All right. This was just in my head. We're going to see if it works. Should work. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Because it's a curve and it would make a notch. And we put the top little sandwich down. And we roll the envelope die through. It doesn't need to go all the way through, just a little bit. And back. Okay, and it did. It made a fine little notch. Okay, so use that if that's the only die you have. Okay, maybe you don't have any dies. Maybe you don't even have a die cutting machine. Maybe you're old school. You like punches, right? So I've definitely done this before with punches and even on my channel. Now this punch is retired, but it's a good punch to use. You could either 3/4 inch hole punch or an inch hole punch. You go in there, you get down there a little bit, and you make your notches with your hole punch. So there's 3 ways to make notches in your nail file boxes. Okay, so that's why you can be versatile with all these ways. So now what you're going to do is, let's get some room. Let's make some room. I'm going to write down. Let's get everybody caught up. If you just came in here. I even had my little, somewhere was my little website. This is how I'm trying to reuse the label so I don't have to keep on creating the label every time, right? Just trying to not have to print it out every time. Let's put a little bit of adhesive here. All right, so this is how you order supplies from me. I am a U.S. Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Now we're going to write down some measurements for you and get you all caught up if you just came in on the score lines, and we're going to do some die cutting with the clouds in a few moments. We'll bring the die cutting machine back, but we need to, if you're trying to follow along with me, you need the measurements, right? So this one we cut with mother of pearl specialty paper. We cut a little thing. You need the little clouds dies. We're going to cut those out of cotton. And so you're going to take pieces of paper. Let's get this all cut up. We got 3 boxes that we're going to adhere together. And we'll decorate all of them. Or at least I'll decorate some of them with the sentiments later. But so we have your piece of paper. It would normally be, like I said, it would normally be a taller piece of paper. But since the Rainbow of Happiness paper is only 6 inches, the DSP is going to be 6 inches times 3.5 inches. Okay, that's your measurements for your paper. Okay, and then, or if you have a little tiny, like you go to the Dollar Tree and you find these cute little tiny emery boards or nail files, your box might be half the size, but it still needs to be, whatever size it is tall, it still needs to be 3.5 wide. Then you're going to take that paper and you're going to score it. Okay, and you're going to score it at 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, 2 1/4 inch, and then 2 1/2. Okay, that'll give you this nice flap that hides. Okay, it hides because it's like the whole 1 inch in the back. So now let's go ahead and use what's called tear and tape. Okay, we're going to take, and these are going to help me when I glue the bottom of the box. That's what these are for. So if you have any clothespins, grab those too. So what tear and tape is just a great tape for making boxes. It's very strong. And you're going to open this box up and you're going to put the tear and tape down here along the whole side of your box. And of course you can use glue if you want to use glue. It's all good. You can use Seal Plus, snail adhesive, whatever. I mean, pretty much anything because it'll work. But this stuff is just great for boxes. Oh, and look. It's so great that I used it all. So we'll just use the rest. We'll just take the rest of it. We're going to put it right there. And we'll just use the combination of this one. We're going to use a combination. We just ran out of it. So we're going to use a combination of the tear and tape and that Seal Plus adhesive. So when you shut the box, it's very important to get a nail file and put it in your box. Okay, so put it in your box. It kind of keeps your box from collapsing, and it keeps your box steady. So you're going to put it there, and that way it gets it folded over exactly. So you're going to line that up like so. Okay, and then you can do this. Now, if you have glue, it's especially important for putting a nail file in your box. Okay, there you go. Isn't that cute? We haven't done the bottom yet. We're going to do all the tops because that's how I roll. I do things in stages. That's how I get a lot more done, just by, doing a little piece at a time. And of course, you can use your take your pick tool. Let me move that so you can see this measurement. Take your pick tool, right? That's this tool, and try to get the little thing off that way. Sometimes I use this. Sometimes I use my fingernails. See, when I'm having trouble, I use the take your pick tool. It does help a little. It's good for the tear and tape to get it off. Okay, and see how I was at the end of that tear and tape, so it's kind of hard to get under there. Another thing to put on my shopping list. I should be just like making shopping lists as I do videos because I run out of things all the time in videos. At this point, it doesn't matter what's the top and what's the bottom because I must have cut that one a little bit short. All right, this one. Oops, it's stuck on there. I'm stuck on you. All right. All right, so there we go. All good, all good. Now you're going to take, well, actually, let me say hi to you guys before I get glue on my hands and get it on my camera. So let me say hi, and then we'll glue these. Yvonne, hello. Susan, hello. Nice to see you guys. Tina from Maryland. What I'm doing is I'm pinching the bottoms. Okay, pinching the bottoms like that of each of my boxes. Which way is the bottom? The opposite of your little notch is the bottom, right? I'm just pinching. Where's my third one? All right, we have Gloria from Michigan. Yay, she just got her stamps, dies, and paper on Saturday, so she's ready to go. Carmen. Yvonne saying she made these many times. Awesome. Hello, Beverly. Hello, Nola. Yeah, these are really fun with the Rainbow DSP. I agree, too. Now we're going to take our glue, okay? Okay, let's see. Barbara's here, too. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm taking glue, and you just see I'm just getting in there and just putting blobs of glue in there. So that's kind of putting a big blob of glue across. That's what I'm doing, sort of getting it. And see, I told you I was going to get glue on my camera if I'm not too careful. I'm just kind of getting glue all in there. Not too far in, just kind of all in. But then it's going to kind of ooze out. And then what I do is I just sort of get it all back in there again. Right? And then what I do is I use these little clips to just hold it there. So, oops, see that? They just fell off. That's okay. Put another clip back on. And it'll hold the bottom. It'll hold the bottom there for me and seal it up for me. Okay, so that's what I do with the glue. I kind of just pour it on the bottom. It really kind of works better with a really gunky glue. But when it's thin, you just kind of poke it back in. All right, did we say hi to Barbara yet? Okay. Yeah, Big Lots is where you get, I think that's the best price for them, Nola. Big Lots is like where I get these in bulk. And at the bottom of this video description, I did put like where I found really cheap ones. Not the ones I'm using. These are not cheap ones. These are not. But my crafty friends get these in my care packages. right? My crafty friends have these. Like, when I say crafty friends, they got some of my, see, I put them in some of my kits. Let's see. But you can still get nail files from anywhere. So that one should be dry already. It doesn't take long to dry. Putting that in there like that. You get these little clips. I call them, or little clamps. They're from a place called Harbor Freight, and I got them while I was in line there. Oh, we got a spammer. It doesn't take long to get on YouTube, and then the spammers start coming. And when I say spammers, they're like called spam bots. They're not really, I don't even think they're not even real people, but you can still report that, and it'll go away. Gloria's saying there's one in her hometown. I found these the cutest little tiny chapsticks at Big Lots too. So fun. And then I also found really cool looking chapsticks that have flavors, like Swedish fish flavored chapstick. Like Big Lots, you never know what you're going to find in there. And then, you know, I taught you how to make little boxes for your little chapsticks as well, and your little boxes for your, you know, I guess lip balm as we call them, not just chapsticks. Oh, good. You're going to do a care package for your granddaughter and her softball team. Make one for everybody. They will totally love this. And you know what? What you want to do is, for when you have a softball team, you give everybody different paper, and you give everybody different like these. Put these different ones inside, and then they're going to just go, oh, can I trade you? And it makes it like more fun when they open it together. All right, ready to do those clouds now? This is going to be fun. So to do the clouds, I was just thinking when I saw these, like in the cosmetics, I think they were in the cosmetics section. Maybe if not in the first aid section. These are called cotton pads. And when I saw these, I was like, oh my gosh, got to get them for the clouds. Now, the first couple of people who bought my kit, they didn't get the clouds, and I think I had to send them later. But if I forgot your clouds because I didn't come up with the idea till later, then let me know, and I'll send the clouds, this little thing, separately. But anyway, so we're going to put that same sandwich down, right? Same plate number 1, plate number 2, plate number 3, right? Same sandwich as before, but we're going to put the little cloud die, the little cloud dies right on there. That's all, okay? It's really that simple to make the puffy clouds. This makes puffy clouds. We're even going to make glittery puffy clouds because we're going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to our clouds. Okay, put the top of the sandwich down, plate number 3. So same as before. Crank that through. Even though it's a big thick piece of cotton, it goes through just fine. And check this out. You're going to love this. Look at this. We have puffy clouds. They're so cute and puffy. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, they put like these little, well, I know why. It's when you have dies that have tiny dies, and the dies have little places to poke the holes out, right? Well, that annoys me that when you die cut these, that we get little dots. Now, it doesn't look bad on a cloud. See the little dots? It doesn't really look bad on a cloud, but I just like to turn them over. I don't really care for the dots, so I'm using the other side of the cotton, the side that doesn't have the little dot pushing through. You know, my preference like that. So I'm just turning them all over. Okay, so we're going to decorate one fully. The one we're going to decorate fully is this one because I think it's the best color for this because of the contrast between the clouds and this. So let's take this and we're going to do little bit. We're not going to glitter up the clouds just yet because it's better to put the glitter on the clouds once they're on your project, right? So let's just kind of eyeball where this is going to go. The belly band, maybe right there, say. Okay, that looks good. And let's take these. I'm not sure if I can use the big dimensionals. Yes, I can. We're going to take the big dimensionals, and we're going to put the clouds, the puffy clouds, on the dimensionals. And if you have to, cut these a bit. No, I think it'll get hidden. You should want to puff these up. So put that in maybe up there, like that. Oh, I love puffy clouds. They're so soft. And you can get your fingernail in there and really puff them up some more. Okay, so that's going to go about there. We'll do another puffy cloud over here, maybe. Which way is the little dot? Okay, and then I'm making it stick out a little bit, right? We'll put another puffy cloud like sticking out down there a little bit. All right, so now for the glitter part. So I thought it'd be really cool to use the Wink of Stella that I taught how to color on this channel as part of my Ink It Up series. I have an Ink It Up series where we do a lot of coloring, and what we did is, oops, boy, that really came out. Didn't mean for that to get so blue, but that's okay. I showed you how to color your Wink of Stella and make it different colors with your. I didn't want that to be that colored though. But look at another cloud. But maybe we'll just go for this. Let me mix these two together. Something's going on with that oozing out all over the place. Let me just squeeze some out. There you go. That's a little too dark for me, so I'm just squeezing it out. But I taught you how to color taking your re-inkers, right? And now I'm taking a plain one, and I'm just using the brush part because I didn't want these clouds to be that blue. I just want them to be tinted blue a little bit. So I'm just taking it and going tinted like that around the edges. So when your Wink of Stella starts getting low, take some alcohol, and I did this on my channel, and re-inker, and you can color them. And, you know, get some color into your Wink of Stella. Oh, that's going to be fun. I just didn't want the whole thing to be blue. I was like, okay, the edges can be blue, but not the whole thing. All right, well, good. I'm going to have this little pile of glitter I can use later. Put that down and just run my little sandwich there. I need to finish a project. It's just kind of a thing. I think I'm going to turn it over and make that side. I'm going to do it on that side so that my little lines come out on the other side of my puffy clouds. Hello, David from the UK. Okay. Good. I'm glad you guys are giving each other lots of ideas. I know you guys don't all have the same stores in different countries, but you guys all have an equivalent of a Big Lots. All right, there you go. I just needed one more cloud. If I cut it that way, I get the little stripes on the other side. And where'd it go? We'll be doing some watercoloring in this series too. So I like to really get messy. I'm going to pull that dimensional off and put this one on. All right, cool. And I can take these off. Got that one. And take that one over there. Okay, let's color the last cloud. And then we could do the belly band. All right, good. So we got shiny little clouds with lots of glitter on them and even some color, and that makes the clouds fun. They look better when they dry. That's pretty dark. The clouds shouldn't be that dark, but glitter and color. So I had colored one of these Wink of Stellas. I take all my old Wink of Stellas and I color them. This one I colored with Pool Party, so I put a little sticker on it with my color labels saying that was Pool Party. All right, we need a baby wipe for all the stuff I'm getting all over me. Okay, let's do a little bit of stamping and cutting. So we're going to take a piece of Pool Party, half inch across, Bermuda Bay ink. Open up your Bermuda Bay ink, and you're going to use the Rainbow of Happiness because that's what we're using for the whole series. All the sentiments I use are going to be from the series. We're going to do the You Make Me Happy because it's nice and long, and we can cut it apart easier. We could have cut this one apart too, sending you a rainbow of wishes, but I think that's better on a card. A little something to brighten your day would look cute on that little rainbow die. This one fits in there. And You Make the World a Better Place would be cute for the nail file too. But You Make Me Happy is the one we're going to use. And you're going to put the You Make Me Happy down. It's a photopolymer stamp. You're going to put it flat side up. Okay, flat side up. Just grabbing a stamping block. See if that'll fit. That's a little short. I do have a long stamping block, but I'm thinking it must be, yeah, it must be in my sink right now. I'm just going to use this. This one's super long. It's too big for the size I need, but let's go with it. All right. As long as it's better to be too big than too small. I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to check out that it really fits. And it looks like the A is a little off there. The A is not all the way inked up. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Okay, once I get a good image, which I do have one, then I can go, you make me happy when skies are gray. Okay, and I'm just going to go down here and just kind of stamp this a few times. The happy is looking funny. I should have put that up here on this here. Oops, it just flipped over, but that's okay. Let's see. The happy is looking a little funny. Now it's a little better. All right. The word happy is just not coming out right for some reason. All right, there it goes. Okay, got it, got it, got it. I don't care how many times it takes me. I get it enough. So I'm just going to get in there and snip it apart. So you make me happy. I'm going to use the happy from this one down here. Okay, and then I'm trimming them some more. You don't really need them to be 1/2 inch. But you got to have something in your trimmer to like something to start with. So 1/2 inch, but then I'm trimming them smaller. Okay, and then I'm just doing the belly band last because I just want to make sure everything fits. So happy. And of course you can use your dimensionals quite like, the dimensionals are kind of too big, so I'm just kind of taking the edges of my dimensionals, putting those on there. That's a little trick for you. So don't throw out your dimensionals. Use the edge. Okay, what did I do here? I went like that. That one I didn't trim, but I trimmed this one here. I usually trim them, but I guess I didn't trim that one. That was a 1/2 inch. But since I trimmed this one, I'm going to go ahead and trim them all. Kind of like them better, shorter. I don't know. What do you guys think? They don't need to be so big, but I guess it really doesn't matter. Little pieces of dimensionals. All right, and then of course, let's put that there again, just to test to make sure we're not in the way of that. Okay, good. So we'll put the you make. Let's see, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So I hope you guys are making these along with me. And even if you don't have the nail files yet, you can still do the other part. Oh, I think I need to trim that. I got a little ink on my hands and it's getting on things. Okay. I'm going to try to put the make right there. I may have to move my cloud down a little bit. To make room for my sentiment. There. Just so I'm going to put the, well, you know what? We're going to get rid of this cloud. We're going to do a different cloud later because I really need room for my sentiment. All right, make. The sentiment's more important than the cloud. I am going to put 3 clouds on it though, I think, because it needs 3 clouds. I just like having an odd number of embellishments, but it's in the way. That cloud was in the way. And don't worry that your clouds decouple. When you have all that cotton, they do start to come apart. You just add a little bit of glue there. Oh, good. So I'm having that kind of stick out, see? Now for the belly band, I'm just going to sort of go down like that and sort of wrap it around, right, until it overlaps. So you're going to go like that. And see how it overlaps on the back? And then you're just going to trim it off. Just like that. Trim off that little circle. This is a perfect little band for this because, and save these little extra pieces too, right? But it's a perfect little band because you notice how it like wraps around and it overlaps right over the top of this one. So that makes it really convenient. So what I did is, since this, I just had to glue that one to this one. And I just chopped off this little excess piece is what I did. Just so it would be one less thing I had to glue. And so I'm just gluing this piece to that piece. And you could have used your adhesive sheets that come in your kit, of course, but you don't really need to waste an adhesive sheet for this when you only need a tiny bit of glue. And then it also makes the band sort of like loose. And then when it's loose, you can get something under it, which was what I like, because then you can put a piece of twine. You can get something under it and like tie something under it. But when you use adhesive sheets, you can't tie anything under it. Okay, it takes a minute to, that glue is pretty, it dries pretty strong, but it just kind of has to get in there. Push it down on something. I probably should have put that in there, so then a nail file in there. So when I push down on this has something to push down on that way, on the other side. All right, grab my baby wipe. All right, I'm pretty happy with how these came out. And let me see if there's any rogue clouds. I cut all those extra clouds and I don't know what happened to them. Here's one. This one's a good one. Oh, that one, it was good on the other side. That cloud got totally mangled. I don't know, my clouds got totally mangled. I have to get some more later. Well, now I would like to show you the other things after we kind of look at where all the stuff went now. Here we go. All right, so in this tutorial, you learned how to make, this is part 3 of the series, and I showed you how to make, oh yeah, two's fine. I'm gonna go with the 2. How to make little nail file boxes. And all, you can just use your different patterns. I want to show you some other patterns of the nail files before I go on to show you what else we've made in this series. Okay, just to give you lots of ideas to do something with the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper and this and that. Okay, so I just want to show you that like these are some other cute patterns. These are, if you know somebody recovering from cancer, like I have a friend to send this one to, and if you have that Hope Box kit, it goes good with that. Okay, and these are little little ribbons of hope. And then I have some that are just pool party with polka dots in them, good for nautical. Other cute patterns. Here's a gingham pattern for spring. Okay, so I was just like finding cool summery spring things. So that just gives you ideas. So find something cute. I saw some ones with mermaid tails, etc., etc. All right, so in this series, let me find all the stuff now. It's because it's all got put away and I'm coming back out. In part 1 of this series, we just talked about die cutting in general. I'm going to try to find what we made. Sorry, I'm not. Oh, I had to put everything away when some people came over. Okay, here we go. This is the one we made in part 1 of this series. This is a cloud punch. We used the die cutting. We put this card together. So this was part 1 of the Rainbow of Happiness workshop series. You saw what we just made in part 3. In part 2, I showed you how to make these little diaper fold treat pouches. And we made the You Make Me Happy treat toppers. Okay. Then part 3, they did the nail files. Okay. And then we're going to be doing some watercoloring. I'm not sure how many projects we'll finish next time, but we're definitely watercoloring next time using some of these techniques. Okay, so here's some projects we'll be making with the watercolor paper in your kit. We're going to be using aqua painters, watercolor pencils, and the little treat boxes, the little sweet treat boxes. Okay, so we're doing watercoloring. Something I did in my Sale-A-Bration card club with the Rainbow of Happiness series. Some other cards I've made with the Rainbow of Happiness series. Here's a little box we're making in this series. You Make Me Happy. And then I just wanted to show you, let me see what else I have here. Oh, this is going to be part of my bingo event. This one, this card, and I have a lot of other cards to show you. So you might have recently seen in my ScanNCut tutorial how to make shaker cards. I just did this one last week. So if you missed that tutorial, you can learn how to make Rainbow of Happiness shaker cards. So here's the ones that I finished with the shaker glitter inside, and here's ones I'm going to add some critters to. So probably by the next time I do the next part of the series, I will have added critters or something to the middle of these. I'm not sure, on little wobbles. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all these ones. But so if you can make the shaker card the same exact technique, right? But you don't have to put the glitter or the sequins inside, right? To make them into shaker cards, you can do this, and you can put little critters up on wobble springs and makes it really fun. So this is just ideas for Rainbow of Happiness. And then here's something else. All right, and then we have some other, oh wow, there's so much going on in this pile. I think more watercoloring, more watercoloring, more things we're making in my card club series. All kinds of stuff in my bucket of crafty goodness. And then some of these other projects are just some other Sale-A-Bration things that you can earn for free. Otters, Daffodil Afternoon Designer Series paper, Simply Marvelous paper, okay? All kinds of stuff. We'll be making this box in my bingo. So I have lots of projects to show you, and coming up on YouTube, I'll go over this new bundle of projects we have. Not coming up today, but I'm saying coming up soon. I'll be showing you some of these projects with some of the new products we have. All right, I hope you enjoyed this part number 3 of this series. And by the end of the month, you will learn how to make almost everything here on my table, if I haven't shown you already, because we're going to be making lots of these projects like this one. We're going to be, well, I'm sorry, that's a bingo project. We're going to be doing watercoloring in this series, and these are all watercoloring. Lots and lots of watercoloring. We'll be doing some more stamping, and we'll be doing box making. So we still have a few more parts of this series, so hang in there with me, and we'll see you again real soon. Thank you for watching. Lisa came along later. Susie, Terry, I already said hi to David, so I hope I caught you all. Thank you for watching. This is The Papered Chef.